पॉपपीडिया पॉडकास्ट पंचायत में आप सभी का स्वागत है। कुर्सी की पेटी बांध दीजिए क्योंकि माहौल अब सुधरने वाला है।
Hello guys, good evening. My name is Vansh and I am the co-founder of PopPedia podcast and I welcome you all to the 4th episode of PopPedia podcast Panchayat. So without further ado, let's welcome the hosts for the evening, Kunal and Yash, everyone. And tonight we have some amazing guests for you. They are the ones carrying the Ahmedabad rap scene right now. So with a big round of applause, please welcome Dhanji, Acharya and Siyaahi and Kunal.
पॉपपीडिया पॉडकास्ट पंचायत अब सेशन में है।
Okay. Hi, hello, and welcome to PopPedia podcast. This is the Panchayat section of the podcast. For this episode, we have Dhanji, Siyaahi, and Acharya with us. They are carrying the rap or the hip hop scene in Ahmedabad right now, and their music is something that I'm clearly very fond of. But not wasting any time, I just want to start the episode. How are you all?
Very good, man.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, the first thing that I want to start the podcast with is the scene that you guys have created. Like, आपके पहले I don't think there was anyone in Ahmedabad as per se. So, like, how does that feel? I just want to know about that feeling in
I
general.
think it's misinformation कि हमके खासा लोग करी रहेला.
Okay.
If we go back to 90s, it was Devang Patel.
Okay.
तो हम लोग शास्त्री नगर पास रहता था.
Hmm.
बापू नगर पास है अपना अगोरी music. They've been doing
Yes.
it for a long time.
Okay.
Yes.
So props to the people who came before us.
Okay.
Yeah.
हमारे साथ भी बहुत लोगों ने शुरू किया
Yeah.
हाँ. But like you will be the people who kind of carried it forward.
but it takes more than the three of us
हाँ,
to
of
create
course.
into
Of course.
I think what we are trying to do, at least what us S.A.D are trying to do is કે આપણે ગુજરાતનું ગુજરાતી માટે બનાવીએ અને એને બહાર પણ પહોંચાડીએ. Let's take it outside.
બરાબર છે.
Let's get it to other people outside of Gujarat.
Yeah. So is that something that is very hard to make? Is that something, like taking Gujarati audience into your mind and as well as making music that everyone can relate to? Is that something that you find difficult, or is it just that something that just happens?
I do it because it naturally happens.
Nice.
And I
Yeah.
feel like, especially for me, given that I came in a little bit from the outside in the scene, especially the hip hop scene in the
Yeah.
country, and especially getting in the country also differently,
Mm.
we haven't really focused on like a demographic as much as just making music for the larger like hip hop scene or
Yeah.
like the larger hip hop umbrella.
Hmm.
Like there are definitely, we understand that hip hop in general is very localized.
Mm.
So like if you speak about things that are close to you and where you come from, etc., it's gonna touch more people because it's more real in that sense to you and your
Yeah,
story.
that's what I was asking.
So in that sense, it's been nice that we can speak about our places,
Mm.
but also that we're making music that doesn't limit itself to these places.
उनके तरीके से cater करना बहुत
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. Definitely.
Fair. And this question I personally want to ask to Dhanji because I've been listening to his rap particularly more than anyone. And there are some trademarks that I see that happen in your rap. But there's also something always new, as to say. I want to ask कि वो consciously हो रहा है or is it something that is happening in your writing process कि like you are consciously trying to put trademarks and be creative and be original or is it something that just happens?
I'll be very honest.
Okay.
Starting it happened unconsciously.
Okay.
And મારા આજુબાજુ જેટલા લોકો હતા એ લોકોએ મને કીધું કે this is you are onto something, you are creating a sound of yourself.
Hmm.
જે મને નથી ખબર પડતી
Hmm.
કે I'm just doing what I like.
Yeah.
Fair.
And I didn't know कि these are the things. So off late I've been more conscious. Well, unconscious, but now I'm trying to think about it more,
Hmm.
which is not the greatest.
Nice.
So I try to trade कि जितलो unconsciously था એટલું સારું.
True. Fair. And what about you, Siyaahi?
bro मेरे रहते हैं callbacks references
हाँ.
रहते हैं
Yes.
like I like to do that
Yes.
तो मैं 2-3 tracks में ले जाऊँगा ऐसे ही
हाँ. Okay.
बहुत tracks में किया शायद मैं especially after Lost in AMD screen play
Yeah.
so yeah I do that मतलब वो आ जाते हैं
તો તમે લોકોએ સાંભળ્યું છે અમારા ગીત?
Almost पता है.
Speak a little louder, everyone.
yeah
Hi, check.
Okay.
કોઈ પાણી આપજો ને કોઈ
हाँ भाई पानी मिलेगा यार
पानी में.
आई जैसे पानी.
So while the water is coming, खाली એટલું પૂછતો કે I wanted to ask this very beginning so that I'm a bit relieved afterwards.
Oh shit.
No, it's not that. People usually try to generalize this question and all, but who?
Full बर्फ पाडू मत.
Normal water. तो जामी का कुछ है नहीं.
वो जामी.
अच्छा okay.
શું બોલે?
Yeah. Who are all of your role models? Who would be someone you would be confident to say that's your role model?
Louis C.K.
Louis C.K.
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z. You will just name 3, I guess.
ગમે તો.
Yeah.
I feel like for me it's Trevor Noah.
Trevor Noah.
Yeah, that's a big one, and I think my music was Kanye, and like
Nice.
I'd say J.I.D.
J.I.D.
Yeah.
Definitely, yes. What about you?
ऐसे कुछ particular ऐसे role model नहीं है.
That's why I wanted to
I listen to
yeah.
मतलब ऐसे मेरा एक फेज होता है एक आर्टिस्ट का. तो अभी एक पर्टिकुलर आर्टिस्ट का फेज चल रहा है. टोकन बहुत सुन रहा हूँ मैं.
Nice.
थोड़ा हॉप्सन पे जा रहा हूँ.
Yeah.
So एक रोल मॉडल का वो अभी तक
नहीं, it's not there in your mind. Yeah, that's why some people like they'll give a very generic answer. They'll not list their role model or something like that. But that's good to see. And what I also wanted to ask is ke Emma Khasa Loco nowadays in rap, what I've seen is some people have a role model in their mind, but in that way they'll lose individuality. I swear you have seen that as well in the Indian hip hop scene at large.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that? How should one counter that, or else is it really a big problem, or is it not?
Thank
I don't think it's a problem. તમે તમારા influences ને બહુ પ્રેમ કરો છો અને એમના જેવું imitation કરો છો. That is a rite of passage. Meaning કે તમે
અચ્છા, okay, yes.
તમે અગર ad બનાવવાના છો તો એ થવાનું જ છે. Starting માં and it's important to imitate your influences. That's one of the big steps. And કેમ કે એ લોકો જે છે એ લોકો પોતે કોઈને ઇમિટેટ કરી ના. So it's none of it is original. It's all જે તમે નાખો છો over the time. So એ થવાનું જ છે and there's nothing wrong with it.
And that in itself is a part of evolution, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely. You grow as a person, you find out more about yourself.
And talking about that, I want to ask, I don't listen to rap that much. So what I have gathered from listening to rap is, and we even talked Dhanji last time when we met, I asked you about how rappers often, like there's a thin line between vanity and narcissism, or just being self-conscious in rap. Like a rapper can also talk about how many car he has, and also can talk about like मैं इधर था और अब मैं इधर हूँ. So like how do you differentiate between that? Is it narcissism or is it just?
એની પાસે શું હતું અને પૈસું.
Okay.
Yes.
Is he flexing for a reason? That's it.
और मोस्टली स्किल्स के बारे में भी बहुत बोलते हैं.
हाँ.
Yes, people flex this.
So मतलब वो मेरे को सही लग रहा है.
People have nothing, rappers just starting out, they're broke as fuck. Like I am starting out and I'm still broke as fuck. So like if you go to somebody and you're like, मेरे पास कहीं नहीं, but I'm still better than you. That's skills. That's skills.
Yeah. Exactly.
But that's again vanity though, obviously. Narcissism, braggadocio. That's part of hip hop. To be like, that will do that.
It's been the core. It's been the core of it. I feel as well.
Yeah,
That's it's like the whole like blanket of hip hop kind of sits on
Like the fundamental stands on
yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So
Because it's
now-
about getting out of a situation a lot of
yeah.
times.
Having
So
the
you-
confidence.
yeah, it's like how do you get out of that? You have to like push yourself beyond a certain. You have to like be a bit delusional just to like get yourself out of.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
So
And
Don't
that's-
lie to yourself every day.
Yes.
Take it till you make it, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
And that's always the story, for any rapper. That's why it often.
The big
fair.
dreams and
Fair.
So now I want to tell a story to everyone. It's a very short one. It'll be over very quick. So I went to watch a concert once at Philly, and yeah, I can see smiles.
Shout out Rachel again.
yeah. So I went to see a concert. So what happened was it was on Holi, and it was at a place where other people were as well. Not everyone was there to listen to rap music. So some goon-like people came on the stage. They were like, "Gujarati music वाक से आजे rap नहीं लागे, आजे होली छे, आजे नहीं लागे, And yeah, Garba वाक से, yes, Garba वाक से. And it was a very early S.A.D concert, and I was there. And I was there to see them. And I said that I disputed them, and they said no, आजे Garba वाक से. And finally Garba वाक. So
my girlfriend friends and ask if they're okay with me only paying for my meal, or would that make me seem like a bad friend?
કોણે કહેવાનું? આને જ કહેવાનું?
ના કોઈ બી.
ના આપણે બદલાય મળીને
We can solve the problem.
I feel like you're not an asshole for
No,
doing
no.
it, because like splitting the bill like embraces the equality bit of things that people seem to want to like push forward and say that hey, I work, you work, we work, let's put food on the table. Put food on the table.
Yeah.
अगर तेरे दोस्त है तो वो समझ जाएगा.
हाँ बोले हाँ यार.
समझ की जरूरत नहीं है उसमें.
But like so
ના રૂલા કે ના રૂલા
हाँ एक टाइम में एक ही चीज ना सारू लागे.
Either or है भाई.
दोस्त નથી મેં.
Either or है, या तो rant कर सकते हो या तो कर एक्शन कर.
हाँ अच्छा वो भी है कि that's a huge part of it कि इधर वो खत्म हो जाए फिर तुम rant करोगे.
या तो पैसे दे दे.
या तो हाँ exactly.
हाँ.
ડિપેન્ડ્સ કેટલા પૈસા છે તમારા પાસે.
हाँ that's also a big part of it.
અને
Subjective
એ
equality.
લોકોને સમજવું જોઈએ.
हाँ yes.
એ લોકોને સમજવું જોઈએ.
એ લોકોને
સામેથી કેવું
એ લોકોને સામેથી કેવું છે તે ખાધું નથી.
Exactly.
તું તારા કાઢ દો
Yes.
or something like that.
Fair.
Fair. But like that's the major consensus के context पर depend करे.
Yeah.
That's going to be the answer to everything.
Of course it's going to be, but અહીંયા it's more evident because you know
Yeah.
मैं કંઈક થોડુંક જ મંગાવ્યું છે ને મસાલા પાવડર મંગાવ્યો છે મેં તમે લોકો બધું ખાવું છે. Yeah. So okay, now I wanted to ask કે first of all, Acharya, what's your creative process like?
So mostly I've been involved as a producer in most of the projects that we've done, and for those it either involves us sitting together and working on something in the studio where something's made on the spot.
Yeah.
And like we've all sat, they've given me some ideas, but this is the direction we want the beat to go, this is the direction we want the beat to go. I mostly ask for a reference before it, so I have an idea of the world that we want to create.
Yeah.
Then it gets easier for me to create that world. Then it's just about me doing my thing. I choose my sounds. I kind of have an idea. I try to create a world before I make the beat, so I'll make sounds around like, so if there's a car, if it's a
Yeah.
road, if there'll be some sounds with the car and stuff like that. So I do the Foley bit a bit. Sometimes that's my process right now.
Yeah.
It changes all the time. It's been a different one every single time we've worked. But there's both those cases. Sometimes I make something and I have beats that I sit on. I show them, and kabhi they're like, oh okay. 2 months later they're like, oh, I like that beat, you know. And then we go and we do it, and like that's fair because everybody has to live a little in between
Yes.
making your art,
Yes,
you know.
yes, yes.
So then,
And to that I also wanted to ask, have there been any back and forths in Lost and AMD in the making of it? On tracks or something के नाम पाड़ू तू के ऊपर
Oh Lord. We fight like fucking brothers.
exactly like
झगड़ा
झगड़ा
ચાલતું હોય.
like being in a group is sometimes can be you know like that.
It's not just કે અમે બેહીએ છે. અમે કઈ જઈને બેઠા છે. અમે કામ કરીએ છીએ. અમારા ત્રણે આર્ટિસ્ટ લોકો છે. અમારા ત્રણેના કંઈક વિઝન હોય.
Vision હોય.
ને સાથે લાવવું and you know making compromises sometime here there બધાના પાર્ટ ઉપર. So
Is there
fighting
something
is a big part of it.
Yeah.
But we sort it out. In the end वो sort out.
And I
हो ही
think
जाएगा.
honestly कोई एक सारू मोटू प्रोजेक्ट बनाओ ना एक गीत अलग बात है અને એક છે કે એક તમે એક આખું પ્રોજેક્ટ બનાવો the difference is કે it is going to be fucking difficult
definitely.
and it is going to be uncomfortable
Yes.
અને મગજમારી થશે માથાકૂટો થશે like that if
Yeah.
it doesn't તો
Yeah.
check શું કરી રહ્યા
3 आर्टिस्ट है और तीनों अलग अलग ओपिनियंस के साथ है
हाँ.
और तीनों को अपना आइडिया पता है कि ये आइडिया चलेगा और ये आइडिया
Yeah.
ब्लैंक करेगा और ये तो क्या वीडियो में ऐसा करेगी ये करेगी।
Yes, yes.
બધા હા ને હા હોય ને તો it's too good to be true.
हाँ.
हाँ અને એવું થાય જ નહીં generally
ના થાય. But fighting even shows કે everyone cares about the project as much, right? It's important.
But मैं दोनों के और ये दोनों भी मेरे उतने ओपिनियंस पे उतना ट्रस्ट करते हैं कि
हाँ,
तेरे को
हाँ,
इस
हाँ.
साइड जाना है तो तू इस साइड जा कोई दिक्कत नहीं है लेट्स ऑल वर्क टुगेदर इन वन डायरेक्शन अभी और हम लोग एक ओपिनियन पे जाते हैं समझ लो तो
You have to make a decision at the end of the day.
definitely क्योंकि તમારી વસ્તુ બનાવી ઊભી કરવાની છે
हाँ.
so you have to sometimes
Yeah.
compromise in it.
True. And you know, coming back to you, Acharya, this might come off as a dumb question, but I want to ask you, like, when you are at the stage, how important is it for you that people move their heads constantly, or people are
People
there?
are in a
You know,
group.
because no, I ask you this because a few months back I was sitting at SWAT and you were in that truck and you were playing.
yes.
And I saw people, you know, just talking and not paying any attention, but you're still there doing this,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
you were vibing hard. And then people left, and then you did your thing, and you also left. So I was wondering ki, how you might be feeling, or does it matter to you as much?
It definitely matters. Like that,
Huh.
I was DJing in that one,
Yes.
right? So
That's
that's a little bit like they both run parallelly.
Huh.
But when I have a live act with these guys, for example, there's a lot of energy that they bring to the table, right?
Okay.
So they're always there engaging the crowd. They're always there to really do something beyond me just being a DJ back there, right? When I'm a DJ, the vibe creation, the vibe reading, the reading the room part of things is super important. So a lot of times I'll find that the kind of music I have walked in wanting to play is not what I end up playing. I play something else just because the room kind of asks for different, or like the room seems to want a different vibe.
Yes.
Whether it's important for me to like feel people grooving, 100%.
Okay.
100%. Just because that's my core. Ki I come
And
with.
you adapt to make people,
For sure.
yeah,
For sure.
groove.
I feel like I have a few tricks up my sleeve to do that. That's because of my time spent
Yes,
doing
yes,
it.
yes.
But other than that, it's a super important thing for sure. Like I
Yeah.
do want people to like what we're doing.
Nice.
Definitely. And I also, wanted to talk a little bit about આપણે validation ની તો વાત કરી જ લીધી. And આપણે ઉપર બી વાત કરતા હતા કે you said the YouTube comments are the worst place ever. And all of you unanimously agreed on that.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is so? કે like લોકો વધારે છે, are they like unnecessarily hateful?
बंदे brutal है bro, मतलब comment में तो मतलब anonymous है ना.
हाँ, yeah, that was a part of it, yes.
Yeah. और YouTube ही नहीं Reddit भी भाई.
Yeah, any anonymous, but why is it so, like just because of anonymity के
Different scenarios, I guess. अगर तू एक आर्टिस्ट और तेरा एक आर्टिस्ट के साथ सीन अलग से बीफ का सीन,
yes.
और ऐसे आर्गुमेंट हो गया या डिबेट हो गई, तो वो तो बहुत चिढ़ जाता है ब्रो. और अगर सामने वाले का कोई कल्ट फॉलोइंग हुआ तो मतलब
crush.
हाँ, तो फिर रेड पड़ रही है तुम्हारी YouTube.
Yeah, definitely.
And it fuels feuds.
Yes.
100%.
Yes. It makes darare between people sometimes.
But a lot of times we find a lot of humor in comments, man. Like
Yeah,
our
definitely.
comments aren't the most brutal, I would say,
Yeah.
as much.
Yeah.
Like we haven't had that much like
उतना hate
visceral
नहीं
hate.
मिला है.
इतना hate नहीं
But we
मिला.
like
Good.
going through people's comments
I'm
and
waiting
seeing
for it.
what's happening.
Waiting for what, hate?
Yeah,
Who come on? Why?
it's inevitable. You can't do something you wanna do and get prosperity doing it without getting hated on. That's a rule of what it is. You can't make everybody happy.
Yeah.
So once you start getting hated on, do something right.
True.
That's what I think.
And Dhanji, I want to ask you, has language been a problem to you in a way, because you constantly mix up Gujarati, Hindi and English, right? तो क्या रहा है, यूँ था कि while writing a song you're fucking confused कि I should go with Gujarati, English or Hindi?
Yes, sort of. It used to be that used to be a problem. Then I turned it Kiamar. And this is my unabridged, unfiltered thoughts.
Okay.
As much as I can get it to musical form.
True, fair. Nice.
So let's take a Panchayat question, I guess.
Now Siyaahi.
Yes.
I'm a musician and I'm offered a gig that goes against my personal values and beliefs, but it pays up fuck ton. I'm a little tight on money right now too, so I'm inclined to take the deal. Do I take the gig for money or turn it down and risk missing out on opportunities for the sake of integrity? By get the money, भाई. पैसा important है. पैसा आएगा उसके बाद तेरे को जो करना है मैंने एल्बम पे पैसा डाल, मिक्स मास्टर कर, उड़ा दे, नशे कर. But get the money, bro. Get the money.
I would agree, भाई, क्योंकि we are not at a position कि हमें कहिए कि चल do it. We need money to sustain what we are doing. तो અત્યારે એક ટાઈમ पे પોઝિશન આવે કે જ્યારે તમે 2-5 લાખની ડીલ ના પાડતી નહીં કરવી, because we don't believe in it. That's when you take that decision. અત્યારે એ ટાઈમ જ નહીં બધું કરવાનું.
આપણે gig ની વાત છોડ દઈએ. We say that someone wants to put you in a label which you don't agree to. What would you do then?
લેબલ ની આખી વસ્તુ તો કેમ કે એ કોન્ટ્રાક્ટરને 3, 4, 5, 10 વર્ષનો હોય છે. And it could be a trap.
Yes.
The deal is gig is one day. It's
Gig is one day. हाँ, ये तो कर
It's
लेगा.
one off deal, exactly. So
हाँ, तो job समझिन like.
Yeah, and it's
Label
really
is
important
a
to
whole
consider
thing.
a situation most of the time. So we don't
Yeah,
come
yeah.
from a place
This guy
where
doesn't
we-
have money, so he should probably
Yeah.
take the deal.
मतलब दिन के 15 इंक्वायरी आओ तो तुम लोग ही कर सकते हो.
हाँ, yeah,
15
yeah,
बुकिंग
yeah.
के लिए कॉल आ रहे हो तेरे
अब महीना का एक आ रहा है, so take that महीना का एक, whatever it be.
Yeah.
No, I get that.
Fair.
But like, if we talk about money as well, the scene is kind of tight at money in Gujarat right now.
For sure.
So that's that plays into it, I guess.
absolutely.
especially with considering musicians, I don't think money is really that much of a
Ah,
down low out here.
it's
Money
not.
seems to be flowing quite nicely,
But like,
but not to us.
not to yeah.
Yeah, it's all the folk singers and
It's all the folk singers, it's all the people who do diary and shit, which is very popular, and that's why it works.
And Dhanji, તારા rap માં બી like money, like me and Yash were discussing the
અરે,
other day
it's
કે
a
money
huge
એક
narrative.
like
Yeah.
in the recent songs and in this
Yeah.
કે હવે પૈસા like you are constantly bringing that up.
Yeah.
So
Paisa in every single track almost. है ना?
Yeah.
Is that intentional?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, आपको ये album में हुआ that is
And
alternate title है in event of change, money and notoriety. Change, money and notoriety. So બદલાવ પૈસા અને notoriety. So આ ત્રણ અલગ-અલગ સિચ્યુએશન છે પણ તમે actually deeper જોશો તો change is money, money is money and notoriety માં note છે. So
Yes.
this is everywhere.
nice.
As really important, I think.
Yeah, but like I was also like saying, listening to all of your tracks and I just picked up on that. Okay, bro, you're constantly with time you're talking about money more.
Yeah.
So it might be one of your themes. So that's why I just asked. Yeah.
This is not a theme कि like હવે આવું
अच्छा,
આપણે
no, no.
કરીએ. It just happened in my life.
Acha, yes,
and
yes,
that's just
that's
coming
the
to your
story
art.
I'm talking about.
You're trying to visualize your life in
Yeah,
your art.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Or saying कि what it is actually. नहीं पैसा तो नहीं पैसा.
चाहिए पैसा तो
चाहिए पैसा तो चाहिए पैसा. Yeah, yeah.
That's a
हाँ.
big part of it.
अगर I have seen this in a lot of people, उनको सही में है पैसा चाहिए, but they act like कि नहीं चाहिए, नहीं फर्क पड़ता. But अगर फर्क पड़ रहा है तो you can say that हाँ फर्क पड़ रहा है. There's no shame in that.
नहीं अगर नहीं फर्क पड़ रहा then live by it.
हाँ, exactly वही live by it.
फिर हाँ तो फिर मतलब उस तरीके से ही रहो.
तो मेरा पंचायत नो आंसर जाता.
Oh yes. पहली बार जाना आंसर है. True.
Nice. And you know, now because we are talking about life, I want to ask about how important politics is in your rap and in your writing style. Like, how important does it become? Like, how are you politically conscious always while writing rap or making music that you want to, you know, pass? Because rap history, like its history is laid in radical activism and all, right? So, do you ever feel कि fuck, bhai, how this is happening and I must bring out
Family history is also based in showing your jewels, like what I grew up on. Lil Wayne 2007
yeah.
huh.
Birdman. So it's
Yes.
like there was Run DMC and whatever, but it is based out of के एक situation માં અને એમાં નીકળવું. And that is applied across the spectrum.
Okay.
बरोबर.
Political વાત કરી તેમાં હું વાત કરી આપણે ગુજરાતમાં રહીએ, so it's before rap.
Huh.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a thing that is constant in our lives before rap.
हाँ.
So yeah, I'm thinking about a bar and how it would go to a person who is of a certain affiliation and એને કેવું લાગશે અને એનાથી મારા ઘરે કેટલા લોકો આવી શકે. So I'm thinking that.
This concept.
Always, yeah,
Yes.
you're vigilant about that.
Yeah. Freedom of speech,
Yeah.
asterisk.
Yeah.
And you know, it's surprising how relevant your answer becomes to everyone. Like આ ચોથો એપિસોડ છે, we have asked this question to theatre artists, to musicians, to stock everyone's afraid at a point कि આ વસ્તુ અમે નહીં બોલીએ because there's this fear that's and
Yeah,
you know
It's the mob.
હા
It's the mob as well. and
તમારા
it's-
લોકોને ભેગા મળીને અમને 5 જણને માર નાખવાનું તો કોઈ નહીં રોકે.
હા
Like, you all have the power.
હા.
તમે બધા વિચાર આવે ને અત્યારે 20 જણાને કે આ લોકો માર નાખી તો ગેમ ઓવર.
હા and that fear is real.
અત્યારે અભી હાલ પાંચ જ લોકો ખાલી એમની જોડે દંડા હશે ને will still we would realistically we won't be able to do it.
હા માં પાડના
ચાટા
તલવારો and વિચાર તલવારો.
એટલે અમારો ભાઈબંધ જે કોડ છે ગયો
હા.
ને ખ્યાલ હતો મારે
Yeah.
દેશી પોપમાં જે એક
હા
એક રેપર હતો બેટલ રેપર he got the brunt of the sword એની ઉપર બધા કાયા થયેલા 2 વર્ષ પહેલા
હા
જોઈ લેજો તમે લોકો જાતે MC કોડ નું જે સિચ્યુએશન હતું so it's very relevant today.
It is
more than
hugely
ever.
relevant.
so you have to be conscious about what you are making, right?
we are made to be conscious
हाँ
about it.
हाँ yes of course
Yeah.
We are forced to be conscious about it.
हाँ yes
And to us also people have said that if you are getting an outlet to talk about all of these things, you should. And even if you become
It's
a little,
privilege.
yeah, you should just get it out.
Privilege to talk about
It's
what you want
privilege.
to talk about.
So use that and you can talk about it.
Yeah.
I also, if we are on the the topic of violence, I wanted to talk about the recent affinity to violence in Indian hip hop scene, and I'll just give a bit of context, right? Out in many countries, hip hop in general is seen as a culture of delinquency. You know, culture against authority or culture of delinquency, and in Japan, in USA, in places like that, it's seen like that. In India, with the growing of DG immortals and things like that, where they depict violence in their songs, or you know, this debate has happened in America 1,000 times. If they debate, they have debated the songs depicting violence can actually encourage violence. So there's the viewpoint there. It's a sort of delinquent mindset there. What do you think India will become? Will it follow? Will that mindset of delinquency follow?
I can't speak for 1,000 rappers that are going to come out of India. I can't.
बट हिस्ट्री देख लो, मतलब बोलते आ रहे लोग कब से बोलते हैं. It's just not Indian hip hop.
It's not.
It's not Indian hip hop.
Yeah.
जहाँ से आया है वहाँ से भी लोग बोलते आ
बोलते आ
रहे
रहे
हैं. I guess half of the rappers in India who talk about violence don't even mean that. समझ रहे हो कि वो खाली verbal warfare तक ही सीमित है. और वो वहीं तक रहेगा उनके तरीके से. कुछ रैपर्स हैं जो कर रहे हैं, जो लाइन क्रॉस कर रहे हैं, या जो उनको करना, जो उनके अकॉर्डिंग राइट है वो कर रहे हैं.
पैंथर.
हाँ, और 100% वो करना चाहिए. वो करना चाहिए और सही है. मतलब तुम लोग करो अपना, मतलब
I feel like
बोलने से
a lot of
रोकने नहीं वाले.
वो रोकने नहीं वाले आपको, पर नहीं करना चाहिए.
नहीं करना.
It's just not Indian hip hop.
ये मूवी कहवा ही नहीं क्योंकि
नहीं करना चाहिए.
people are in different situations across the world.
एक कॉन्टेक्स्ट एમાં भी मैटर કરે છે.
हाँ, ये-
પણ એ તો બધી વસ્તુમાં, પણ લાઈક માય જનરલ કોન્સેન્સસ કે નહીં करना चाहिए.
I feel like if you consider like something like
King One.
the same
हाँ.
situation looked at differently,
Yeah.
even when it's been talked about, the same exact one outside also, if you bring up movies that depict violence,
Yes.
you bring up video games
Yeah.
that constantly
Yeah.
have, you bring up any other form of things where the same amount of violence, the same degree of violence,
Maybe even more.
even further,
मिर्जापुर
even
देखा
further.
हाँ, yeah.
कितना घटिया तरीके से दिखा है, मतलब
How much
Yeah.
of that is really influencing people to go out and do it? More likely not.
Not
More
at
likely you're
all.
gonna look at
Yeah.
the terror and be like, I don't wanna go there. Secondly, most of the times when I hear somebody really speak about a situation where it involves violence, especially here in the local scene, it's not coming from a place of I'ma do violence.
Okay.
A lot of times this is the violence I see.
Yeah.
Right? More times than it is I'ma do violence to
It's
things.
anecdotal in nature.
And a lot of times, I think, especially hip hop in that sense, given that it can connect with you on a deeper level because a person is speaking to you, it's a good outlet to let out steam. So you might be able to listen to a violent song, let out all your violent steam, urges, whatever,
Yeah.
get that energy out, and then you don't want
And
to
then you
actually
don't
do
want to
harm.
violent thing.
You know, maybe there's that angle to it too. Just
એટલે
maybe.
જીમમાં એટલા ચાલે.
That's why.
Yeah, it's like gym at la So you get that energy off. Yeah.
और मतलब हो रहा है, bro. सिद्धू मूसेवाला भी recipes.
Yeah. Recipes, but like हो रहा है. You are right about that.
It's there.
It's true.
And with a larger, like greater viewpoint, we can also talk about कि it's a you problem. It's more of a you problem rather than blaming. अच्छा कि मैंने ये देख लिया इसलिए मैं violent हो गया हूँ. So that's your fucking problem, right? Like
It's how you
Yeah.
control your
Ah.
stuff.
Yeah, that is your problem and you are gonna do things અને એનાથી જે consequences આવશે એ તમારા જ છે.
हाँ.
તમે એને એવું ના કહો કે આ તે કર્યું છે. There's also you have to remove some 10% તો 10% એટલો blame તમારે એનામાં નિકાળવો પડે કે you are a product of your environment.
Okay.
You did what you did and you're gonna face the consequences.
Yeah, definitely. And
But-
like I would like to also like give a point kid. The people who want to do violence, they'll do it anyway. If with or without rap, I don't even like think about that. But like still, they'll do it anyway. If they are violent in nature, if they are susceptible to punching people out in the roads or something
killing-
like that,
straight
killing
up
them,
killing
straight out
them.
killing them,
Yeah.
they'll outright do it
Yeah.
because they are at a stage where they have the the ability and the consciousness to do it. So yeah,
इंडिया में भी है थोड़ा गुड मेंटालिटी.
there is
बहुत
definitely there is.
बहुत मतलब दिल्ली में भी, मुंबई में भी, अहमदाबाद में भी.
अहमदाबाद में भी है.
खाली
Without
शायद हिप हॉप
knowing-
तक नहीं पहुंचे.
Exactly, without
पर
knowing it about
उनके
it.
बंदे
True,
अभी
true,
हिप हॉप
true.
करने आ रहे हैं तो they follow that thing समझ
Yeah.
एकदम प्रॉपर तरीके से.
Yes.
Code of conduct,
They live that.
protocol બધું set
Shared.
up. Yeah.
बरोबर.
It's real.
And before we move on to the next Panchayat question, I just want to ask you like one album that you feel is great or you like it, like any one album that just comes right off your mind.
Or like go 3 albums, 3 per
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
That's better. That's very easy.
It's
to
probably
do.
easier.
Yeah, it's probably easier. Yeah.
આમાં બતાવજો.
Baba, that's of course. થશે.
એક અમને કે
આમાં comment section માં भी લોકો
I
આવશે.
would say I think "Damn" by Kendrick was big on me.
Yes.
Um,
What, you don't like Damn?
I like it, but not as.
Arey bro.
Hey, it's not my top 3. It's just albums that I think
No,
are.
it's just one.
He
No,
said
no,
three.
go top 3. No, go top.
Go top 3.
This
I
ain't my
got
top
one,
3.
one,
This is
one.
just like
What's
albums
your
that
top
I
three?
found influential as well.
If you
I
have a top
don't
three.
have a top 3.
Achha, okay, no, then
It's
go
two,
the
bro.
3 others
That's
that
what I
you
mean.
found
So
influential.
I'd say Damn for sure.
Okay.
I'd say Jesus.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And yeah, that's about it for me, man. I don't know what I'd give the third.
No third one.
I don't know.
Okay, but we rap नहीं सिवाय पर.
हाँ, anything.
Just as a complete album.
It's a bit hard, man. I'm gonna let him go and then I'm
Yeah,
maybe
you
I'll
can
have a
think
third.
one.
भाई somewhere in between first token first
Yes.
token और मैं बहुत relate करने वाला हूँ
Yeah.
तो वो और J Cole Poison
Yeah,
और मैं
definitely.
एक बहुत
That's why I love that album.
मैं एक बहुत ही अलग album लूँगा पैसा नशा प्यार
हाँ.
ये Bohemian
Mm.
Thousand Thoughts
Mm.
sorry Thousand Thoughts
Thousand Thoughts.
Thousand
Yes.
I would say obviously to the butterfly. Has to.
Yes.
Reasonable doubt.
Mm.
96.
Mhm.
To butterfly 2015 and then this is the narcissistic part of Ruwam 2023.
Okay.
હું પૂછવાનો જ હતો કે do you listen to your own songs?
हाँ.
For sure.
क्या
Fine.
so bro मेरे
क्या
से
है,
क्या
क्या है?
different है
Like when? क्या
क्या
है?
मजा इच्छा थी यार.
सो हम लोग का
याद है
release
ये.
मोस्टली मेरा तो ऐसा ही है इनके साथ भी काम किया इसके साथ भी किया जो रिलीज करता है रिलीज डेट को छोड़ के जब वो गाना बनता है उसके बीच में बहुत लंबा टाइम
And you listen to it a
कभी
fuck
कभी
ton of
6 महीने हो
times.
जाते हैं कभी कभी 1 साल हो जाता है कभी
हाँ,
कभी
okay.
we still have a lot of tracks जिनका कोई आइडिया नहीं कि क्या
हाँ,
करना है,
yeah,
ठीक है तो अगर वो लेट रिलीज हुआ है तो हम लोग का मन कर गया सुनते सुनते
Mm.
अगर वो 1 महीने में रिलीज हुआ है तो मैं सुनता हूँ आई गो बैक टू स्पॉटिफाई और मैं सुनता हूँ
Okay, okay. हाँ.
Yeah. That is, I can get with that. Get behind that.
True.
What
What was the last time you guys were lost in movie ऐसे प्रॉपर तरीके
आज सुबह.
Aku.
नहीं तुम लोग नहीं इनको
अच्छा.
I'd say like
मैं तो आज सुबह yes.
half a month ago maybe, properly.
प्रॉपर्ली 6 के
Yeah.
6 ट्रैक की आज ऐसे
Probably last year.
Yeah.
Does it feel weird? Or
Not anymore.
नहीं
नहीं ना? Like
पहले it used to.
Yeah.
आगे पोताना सामने दिया था.
बस बराबर है नहीं ऐसी mixing master नहीं थी.
नहीं तो
Yeah,
वो
you're analytically listening to it. You're finding a
yes,
mistake.
yes.
You're like, where can we do better? Where have we changed?
You're
What should
critiquing
we
yourself,
change?
so it's.
Most times it's that.
जिस टाइम पे वो ड्रॉप हुआ उस टाइम पे वो सही था
Hmm.
उस टाइम
हाँ, okay, yeah, हाँ.
तो फिर ठीक है
हाँ,
Yes.
Yeah.
Now you find shortcomings a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's same as writing a script.
Yeah.
You know, like
Same
जब
as
तुम लिख रहे हो
anything
you
so
fucking love it, but
Yeah,
give
anything.
it one day and you fucking hate it. Yeah, that's that kind of thing. But
Yeah.
Dhanji.
मैं recently एक music festival में गया था. I noticed that someone in the crowd is clearly too intoxicated probably to safely enjoy the show. पर वो बंदा थोड़ा intimidating भी लग रहा था. Not gonna lie. I was thinking, do I intervene and try to get him help, or do I let them be and hope that they are okay? Yani, I'm assuming he's enjoying more because he's high, and I don't want to ruin a good time. Magar, what if he's hurt somebody or himself while moshing? એટલે હવે તમે આર્ટિસ્ટ છો આર્ટિસ્ટના પર્સપેક્ટિવ તો અલગ
આ તો
વસ્તુ.
audience છે.
તમે ઓડિયન્સમાં છો તો અલગ વસ્તુ આર્ટિસ્ટ એટલે હું ટ્રેવિસ સ્કોટ જેવું નથી
yes.
તમારા શો જોવા ખાલીનું ધ્યાન રાખવું
Yeah.
તમે ઓડિયન્સ છો તો કોઈ બીજાને કહી દેવાનું like somebody a security or somebody around just proper just like go through it એ જોઈ લે
Yeah, like if you're finding it
કે આ
intimidating to go,
exactly
then you can just ask somebody that would help actually.
Mm.
But definitely do it. Like definitely go and try do something.
Try
If you think
and-
they're like actively in a problem, you know.
इधर तो निकाल दे रहे
with that
हाँ,
Micah
हाँ,
band
of course.
रिट्वीट જોવા ગયો માઇકમ 2021 માં તો ત્યાં એક ભૈયા એલા બહુ જ પીના
This has happened to you. This is you probably.
yeah but I was not going to stop him because he was enjoying himself
so yeah.
અને એ બહુ જ ગાંડાની જેમ નાચી રહ્યો રિટ્વીટ માં કોઈ આ રીતના ના નાચી તો ઉપરથી એક ડ્રોન આવ્યું અને એનામાં ઝૂમ કરે
Like,
નીચે નાચી
in the youth screen is like that.
અને ઉપરથી ડ્રોન આવ્યો અને એનો ભાઈબંધને લઈને જાય છે ને that drone it was amazing
Yeah. Sorry, ગાણા જેમ નાચી રહ્યો છે.
they are in the moment. They are in the
They are
moment
in
too
the
much.
moment. એને મજા આવી હશે જી એને બહુ મજા આવી હશે
એના ભાઈબંધને મને મજા આવી.
Ah, exactly. So like in the most basic way possible, is there any correlation to drugs and music?
Long
Oh.
a very long history. Yeah.
What do you think about that? Are there any of your own?
You will
Have you
not
ever thought about it?
ये वो ना कर.
ना करा है.
ना कर.
कितना करा है?
सीधी बात है.
क्या करा है नहीं?
It is pretty evident कि
अच्छा.
presence
हाँ है. That's
और
why.
करा है नहीं.
म्यूजिक में ही
करा है नहीं पर वो कर दो जरा.
म्यूजिक में ही नहीं है, हर जगह है.
हर जगह
ये
है.
एक ही सेक्टर नहीं है.
एक ही
म्यूजिक
sector
में
है.
खास हुआ.
पर म्यूजिक में ज्यादा है relatively.
हाँ?
Relatively ज्यादा है ना पर म्यूजिक.
म्यूजिक में ज्यादा नहीं है ब्रो. मेरे को लग रहा है आजकल की वो जो जेन जी ऑडियंस है ना, या जो
हाँ.
मतलब जो भी 90s के बाद भी चलो बोल लो ना,
हाँ.
हम लोग जो बोलते हैं ना, हम लोग का जमाना जो चल रहा नहीं है उसमें है, लाइक बहुत पीपल एक्सेप्ट कर रहे हैं, आराम से इजीली एक्सेप्ट हो रहा है, तो चल रहा है. मतलब खाली म्यूजिक ही सेक्टर नहीं लगता मेरे को.
पर ना करो मुझे.
हाँ, मेरे को-
पर ना करा है.
ना करिए.
ना करा है.
We are not endorsing it.
Yes.
But
We are also not endorsing it. We are not endorsing
we are not endorsing it. Yeah. Cool.
Medicine.
medicinal.
हाँ.
Medicinal
purpose.
એવું છે. હવે શું કરીએ?
उत्तराखंड में ऐसा कुछ
ना
नहीं हुआ ना
करो.
कि अभी ऐसे उगा रहे, कल्टीवेशन लीगल हो गया.
हाँ.
Cultivation legal हो गया तो for consumption.
नहीं
नहीं, जैसे
मतलब
धीरे-धीरे
मतलब
baby
हाँ,
steps.
धीरे-धीरे
પછી કરાય. પછી કરાય.
પછી કરાય. અત્યારે illegal છે એટલે ના કરાય. That's what you're trying to say.
Don't break the law. That's all.
हाँ.
Don't break the law.
Or don't tell somebody to.
If you are breaking the law, don't fucking go on live TV and snitch yourself.
Eh,
Don't slap stitch.
Don't tell.
also, Siyaahi, you emphasize the word Gen Z a little too much. I
Yes,
noticed that.
I
मतलब
And
ऐसे मतलब मेरे को नहीं समझ आया
Gen Z
इसको मतलब रिप्रेजेंट किस तरीके से करूँ इसको.
We are Gen Z.
18 to 24 बोल लो, 18 to 30 बोल लो.
એ હાલે તમે બી જે.
अरे आज तो मैं बंदे तो छे definitely.
एक और था ना यश भी.
हाँ.
બાકી બધા બહુ
वंश
જ
का
માને.
क्या, वंश का.
वन चार
हाँ, वो भी है ना.
हाँ, सब Gen Z है.
खबर हो कोई बच्चा.
And आपके concert में there are Gen Zs only. Like
मतलब
most of
18 के ऊपर, 18 से
हाँ.
20
से ऊपर.
And what I want to ask is like you guys when I played for Lost in AMD to my mother,
Yeah.
she didn't like it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought ki okay.
Same.
Gang, gang.
अच्छा हो
Gang,
गया.
gang.
अच्छा वेट करो.
And I just realized ki I was listening a song. Do you guys know about Telly Hall? It's a band.
It's a band.
It's a band, and in their comments, it's a pretty old band. In their comment section, everyone is like, they were making music in while our parents were young, but for us. So they were ahead of a generation. Do you ever feel like that? Because most of the people, like most of the millennials and stuff, they don't like rap music as much. So do you ever feel like, yeah, we are making music, but not for the generation right now? Of course, you are making it for yourself first. But do you ever think, yeah, acha, we are making it for the people that are going to come now, they are flourishing right now? Is
Definitely
that
in the local space for sure, because
Huh.
if you consider even the earlier questions that you asked, that what do we see when we go to a different audience outside? What do we see when you go to Delhi or Mumbai or another audience? What do we think about our audience here? Do we think it's lacking in any way? Are there too little people?
Yes.
I think this answers that question a bit too, right? Where
Yes,
it's
it
like,
does.
no, we don't. We definitely see that the audiences
Audience
in
is
a
there.
different city are a bit more mature, just because they've lived with the music a bit longer. The places that they have.
Yes.
The places that they have to go to
Yes.
are more equipped for it. Because तुम्हारे पास दारू है,
हाँ.
you're gonna party, you're gonna feel that stuff more. It comes down to substances
Yes,
too.
substances as well. See, I
Right.
was trying to say that.
But it
जोड़ा
all
check करो.
adds, it all comes together, and so we are making music for the people of our age. If you look at people of our age in a different country, different continent, they're all listening to rap.
Yeah.
The biggest genre in the world right now
Is rap.
is rap, like
Rap.
globally,
Yes.
in that sense. So.
Yes.
Yes, definitely. The people here are gonna like grow into it. They'll mature into it.
Yeah.
okay, yes.
But
Always.
we're making music for the time.
हाँ.
I would say at the
हाँ,
very
हाँ,
least.
हाँ, fair.
मेरे को किसने बोला था इंडियन मतलब ऐसे इंडियन पॉपुलेशन की बात करें तो बहुत ज्यादा लोग ठीक है 18 to 24 भी करोड़ों में ठीक है और खाली गुजरात की बात करूँ तो भी 18 to 24 चलो 1 करोड़ मान लो उसमें से हिप हॉप कितने सुनते हैं 50 लाख ठीक है 50 लाख नहीं तो 20 लाख भी बहुत बड़ा क्राउड है
हाँ.
बहुत बड़ा क्राउड है क्रिएटर मतलब तुम लोग मतलब नहीं है उसमें 30s के ऊपर के एज वाले नहीं है मतलब उनको नहीं कर रहा बट तुम 20 लाख तक तो पहुंचो पहले मतलब है ना फिर वो बड़े क्वेश्चन की सोचना कि यहाँ मैं अटक गया हूँ ये 20 लाख ऑडियंस को मैं रीच कर दिया इसके बाद क्या इसके बाद शायद 30s to 40s का एज ग्रुप अगर मेरे को करना है तो उधर तक पहुंचना है तो या तो फिर इंटरनेशनल ब्रो, बहुत अलग अलग जगह
हाँ,
से
हाँ,
लोग सुनते हैं,
बहुत लोग
है ना? तो फिर वो ऑडियंस भी, वो स्पेक्ट्रम भी बहुत बड़ा है, मतलब उस एरिया पे अगर तुम फोकस करो तो 20 लाख इज अ ग्रेट ऑडियंस आई गेस,
हाँ।
है ना? तो वो
True.
फिर उसके बाद वो
और तुम्हारे कंट्री में बाउंड नहीं है तुम्हारी ऑडियंस।
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the big thing about music nowadays. पहले था ऐसा, कंट्री में बाउंड था, लैंग्वेज में बाउंड था, it's not that.
दिलजीत कोचेगा।
हाँ,
हाँ।
दिलजीत को चला, yeah, that's.
Arey, even with you guys, like Yash was talking about ki they have great fan following and many people are going to come, and I told him ki it's all over India. It's not just Ahmedabad, you know. So,
It's also podcast and not a show.
Yeah. That's also a huge part of it. And like, I also wanted to talk about a bit what he said. Ke, I think there are also many people that listen to all of your musics and they don't get permission from their mom and dad to come to your shows. I have seen many people like that, so there are. And also, if we talk about mom and dads, what do your parents think about music?
or rap music, or what you are
rap music,
making
or what
particularly.
you do?
પેલાની વાત કરીએ આપણે, જે હમણાં વાત કરતા કે નાના છોકરાઓ નહીં આવી શકતા, નાના છોકરાઓ બહુ છે નહીં, એમ 13-14 વર્ષના 15 વર્ષના લોકો નહીં આવી શકતા, that's fine. એક દાડો આવશે.
Like that also, yes.
Yeah, and
Definitely.
the music is for the children. તો સમજે, like it's not for the children કે બાળકો સાંભળો, પણ એ બાળકો મોટા થઈને સાંભળશે, and they'll see what it was always about. So Wu-Tang માં ODB, Old Dirty Bastard, who is for the children. So I really believe that music is for the children.
True.
મારા ઘરે નથી સાંભળતા મારું મ્યુઝિક, અને મેં બહુ વર્ષો સુધી કીધું પણ નથી. મેં ગયા વર્ષે કીધું જ્યારે મેં એક મોટો કોન્ટ્રાક્ટ સાઇન કર્યો હતો, એ ટાઈમે મેં કીધું હતું કે હું આ મ્યુઝિક કરી દઉં છું, એ બધું. I was doing shows હલતેજમાં, આપણે બસ્કર પરથી અમે સાયફરો કરતા 2019માં. હું લખનઉ ગયેલો 2019માં ટુ શૂટ અ વિડીયો પરફોર્મ, દિલ્હી ગયેલો 2019માં ટુ શૂટ અ વિડીયો પરફોર્મ, એન્ડ કોઈ ખબર જ નહીં, માં ગયું કે આ કંઈ કરવા ગયું. Yeah.
Why?
I kept it like that because બહુ લાંબી સ્ટોરી છે, બહુ લાંબી
હા.
સ્ટોરી. હવે નતું એમને જોઈતું.
Oh, okay. It was like pretty vocal about that કે ઝઘડા થયેલા.
ના મને ખબર
It's subtle.
ખબર
I just
હતી.
knew.
હા.
So like I knew કે જ્યાં સુધી આમાં કંઈ નીકળશે નહીં ત્યાં સુધી
ત્યાં સુધી નહીં કહેવાય.
કંઈ કહેવાયું છે જ નહીં આમાં.
હા, બરાબર છે.
Do you feel you are at a stage right now કે
હવે કહી શકો.
હા મેં કહ્યું ગયા વર્ષે જ્યારે મેં કોન્ટ્રાક્ટ સાઇન કર્યો
Ah,
કે
okay.
હવે આ થોડું વધી રહ્યું છે,
હા, કહી દેવું પડે.
હવે કંઈ સિરિયસ ના થઈ જાય, એટલે મેં કહી દીધું. મારા પપ્પાને કીધું અને પછી જે મમ્મીને કીધું ને, એ લોકો એક બે ગીતે કદાચ સાંભળ્યા હશે મને કીધા વગર,
હા,
પણ મેં વાત નહીં કરતા એની બાબતે.
બરોબર. બરાબર.
मेरे घर पे पता है, मेरे घर पे सीन हुए थे,
Okay.
started as a hobby, ऐसे कि ये क्या कर रहा है,
આન ઘરે બહુ ઝઘડા થાય
હે,
રેપના.
अभी भी
अभी भी है, अभी थोड़ा चिल हो, मतलब
अभी
एक्सेप्ट करने में उतना
मेरी मम्मी बोल रहा है छोड़ तेरे पैर पड़ती.
हाँ वैसा सीन ब्रो है.
Yes.
सो एक्सेप्ट करने में बहुत टाइम लगा उन लोग को. पहले तो ऐसा था कि हॉबी है,
हाँ.
कर रहा है करने दो, फिर थोड़ा सीरियस शिट हो गया, है ना. फिर एक टाइम के बाद ऐसे बोल दिया मैंने कि भाई मैं कॉलेज कर रहा था, अभी भी कर रहा हूँ, सेकंड ईयर में था, मैं बोल दिया कि रैप ही करना है करके. ऐसे जस्ट ऐसे कॉन्वर्सेशन
हाँ, या.
किचन में मम्मी
यही करना है.
तो बोलती है क्या बात कर रहा है, मतलब हाँ यही करना है ये वो करके. और फिर उसके बाद स्पॉटलाइट आया,
हाँ,
तो थोड़ा लोड कम हो गया,
Yeah.
हाँ,
थोड़ा लोड कम हो गया कि ये तो कुछ तो है कि
तो
इसको
फोड़ लेगा ये.
नहीं कि कुछ मतलब
કઈ કરી રહ્યો છે.
हाँ, भाई कुछ
मुंबई बुलाया,
कर रहा
इतना
है.
कुछ कर रहा है, शूट कर
Yes.
रहा है, तो कुछ तो कर उखाड़ ही लिया होगा कि इतना बुलाया इन लोगों को, ऐसा कुछ करके. वहां से वापस आए, फिर शोज पे शोज चालू हो गए, वो चालू हो गए, तो आई बीन लाइक स्टडीज वाले से थोड़ा इशू हो गया मेरे. सो दे आर जस्ट लाइक कि अभी इसका स्टेबिलिटी क्या है, तो कहां जा रहा है ये वो करके. अभी भी पड़े हुए हैं कि कुछ ना कुछ कर ले, बट फिर साइड बाय साइड ये भी है कि हाँ तू म्यूजिक कर रहा है, उसके लिए मना नहीं कर रहा है, म्यूजिक कर, तू बिंदास कर, ऐसा. बट साइड में एक करियर, एक डिग्री, एक जॉब पकड़ लिया.
what are you studying right now?
मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग.
Oh.
माँ कसम ब्रो, एक ही बंदे ने ताली
एक बंदा प्राउड है, बाकी लोग कर रहे हैं.
He's like I feel you bro. तू रैपर बनेगा bro.
So like, but to be very realistic with you, attendance के वांदे नहीं आते.
भाई मानदे क्या
अच्छू
bro,
ही है.
मतलब भाई मेरे यूनिवर्सिटी वाले चाहते हैं मैं निकलूं, मतलब ऐसे. ऐसा हो गया.
अच्छा हो गया, nice.
अभी हो चुका है उनका.
बहुत मोड़ू है.
Good.
बहुत जितना उन्होंने बचाया ना, मेरे को नहीं लगता मैं इतना भी इंजीनियर ऐसा.
What about you, Acharya?
What about you?
Me, man, I started pretty early. I started in 7th grade DJing, making music, stuff like that. I wasn't in this city. I was in East Africa, Tanzania.
हाँ.
I moved here then around 2014, started studying. moving here was a bit difficult just because no scene. I was slightly making it a bit thoda sa as a 16-year-old there, just getting into a few clubs, doing a few gigs.
Yes.
You come here, it shut completely. So they knew I always wanted to do it, and they've always supported. But similarly, they were like, "Hey, watch your back, figure out your study, get a degree,
Be stable.
be stable." In their view, I knew that this was gonna be my stability. I knew this was gonna make my money. I knew this was gonna do the things I needed to do it. They couldn't believe that. They couldn't see it just because it looked too like a kid's dream. Now,
It's very new.
Yeah, very new for them too. They did push me musically, I would say, in a lot of ways, but not like, oh, he'll do it. It was just like, hey, figure these skills out and become a well-rounded individual.
Yeah.
I took to those. I liked them quite a bit. At the moment, I think quite a while back, but the moment I started making money off of it, did a few projects involving them as well, where they could see them. They were like, oh, we can see that this has a viable future. They were like, okay, go for it.
And like in the end, all they worry about is your safety.
Yeah.
So when एक बार safety करता हम बोला कि पैसा निकल
पैसा
जाए
कमाई जैसे आज
It's really
जीवन
just
जीवी
that.
आप
It's really just that. It's really just that.
तो वांधो नहीं तो कर
That's the main
fair.
concern. के Are you able to sustain yourself?
And that's like,
Not take it.
Exactly.
it's the same with me and Yash as well. We do this podcast. We also make films. We are currently making a documentary. My parents and Yash's parents are really supportive, and I'm really grateful for that. But at the same time, they are like, we both study psychology. At the same time, they're like, you must not drop out of this.
एग्जाम वक्त कहीं नहीं.
Yeah, you have to do whatever you want to, but you must not get out
और
of
वो
this.
सुन लो मैं बोल रहा हूँ
हाँ,
सही
हाँ,
चीज बोल रहे
Yeah.
और तब आग पे लग जाएंगे भाई.
True.
अगर सब
And now we can open, like, if any of you want to ask them anything. Is there anyone who's,
Don't go and ask कब आ रही है कौन सी album. वो नहीं पूछना वाली.
I'm like, sure. You can, but is there anyone who want to ask them anything?
Do you believe in alter ego?
as a concept हाँ they are real
Okay.
they are very real मतलब Slim Shady नो alter ego अरे
हाँ.
Eminem
Yeah.
Slim Shady
Tupac.
Yeah. But like, have you used alter egos yourself?
मार तो 20-30 देता कचरा से
Kachra Set I know, Chira I know, Danya Master I know.
लिस्ट बना
You?
नहीं ब्रो अभी तक नहीं.
अभी तक नहीं. You are yourself in your.
हाँ. नहीं मतलब ऐसा नहीं. बट ऑल्टर ईगो ऐसे अलग से मेंशन करके कोई प्रोजेक्ट ला.
अच्छा हाँ.
कोई गाना रिलीज करना है. I don't think अभी तक.
Got it.
मैं लेटेस्ट है धनजी कुमार
Dhanji Kumar.
टाल करेगा
Yes.
Shoot my that's the latest one
Yes. Dhanji Kumar नाम है तू.
yeah धनजी अलग है धनजी कुमार अलग
हम जी. Yes.
Nice. Anyone else?
Anyone else? Any questions?
Yeah, where do you see yourself in the future and how do you plan to bring up the CEO?
Bro, I see myself as the CEO of Microsoft. नहीं है ब्रो क्या बात कर रहे हैं नहीं पता ब्रो हम लोग बस काम डाल रहे हैं मेहनत कर रहे हैं वी पुटिंग इन वर्क और जो जैसा हो रहा है वो वैसा चल रहा है ठीक है जो अपॉर्चुनिटी आ रही है हमको पता चल रहा है ये अच्छी है तो ले रहे हैं नहीं है तो नहीं ले रहे हैं मतलब ऐसा कुछ नहीं है ब्रो हमने खाली एक चीज की थी हमने मतलब 2022 तक कैसे भी करके थोड़ा बहुत नाम कमा देना दोनों का तीनों का ये प्लान था 22 वाले बंदे इज द सेम कॉन्सेप्ट कि 22 तक वी गोना मेक इट करके ऐसा समझ लो कि थोड़ा बहुत तो अहमदाबाद ऑन द मैप ये वो करके और वो उतना हो चुका है ठीक है तो ऐसे गोल्स मान के सेट करके चल रहे हैं तो होगा बट ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि ब्रो अगले 5 साल में तो ऐसे मतलब फेस्टिवल्स फोड़ने और ये हो रहा है हो जाएगा
Like we have definitely goals. We have the moon and the stars in our vision.
Yeah.
But where we'll be in like a set amount of time or how to really get there is so dynamic in like a scene like this. Like in a job or any other situation or anything that's a bit more like hierarchical कि like उसका एक path है.
तुम्हें पता है तुम कहाँ जाने वाले हो.
This doesn't have a path. Like, oh, if you did very well at your job, you could do much better in 2 years, much better in 3 years, and you would get a raise. You would be in a different position maybe. Here, it's all dependent on your art. It's all dependent on how it's taken, how you guys like respond to the art.
also external circumstances luck
Yep.
Yeah.
So much of luck. So much of luck.
Even consequences of who you are meeting or
Yeah.
what
What
where your art is reaching.
Yep.
so it's kind of futile to make plans
Because they won't follow through anyways.
yeah so
But you
there's
aim
a-
for like
You can aim
a good
somewhere.
place.
हमने गाने डाले अपॉर्चुनिटीज लैंड होती गई It's that simple. हम लोग बस काम करें और यहाँ से फिर एक जगह से इंक्वायरी, यहाँ से पहला शो आउट ऑफ गुजरात, मतलब समझ लो वो सब चीजें खुद आते रहे.
Yeah.
And in this spectrum, like to talk about art in general, you have always passion to hold on to, right? कि अगर कुछ भी नहीं हो रहा, I'm doing this for myself in the end of the day. So you keep doing that.
That's
and
number one. Like the
Most
closer
basic
you are
question.
to that,
Yes.
the more
Yeah.
longevity.
things
Yes,
happen
like-
with time, right?
Yeah.
In art, there is no boss's chair. There is no end
No.
goal. के हाँ ये हो गया.
But it's
बस,
important
हो
to
गया.
keep structure because
Yeah.
it's so
Yeah,
open.
don't make it all
Yeah.
chaotic, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you
Fair.
have to like.
Anyone else? Yes.
In the music video, Heritage Duel, what were you guys discussing about the entire music video?
वो करूँ ये
Oh.
क्या करेंगे ऐसा.
Okay.
Pretty
Yeah.
much just that.
Is there a part of a larger story that's coming in Ruwa or anything? Is there something like that or no?
But narrative नहीं.
Ah,
Not
okay.
a story like के आई कहा भैया था एक पेला भैया था इतना.
अच्छा, हाँ.
Okay,
The
okay.
characters and all.
Like themes.
Yes.
Thank you for that question. I really appreciate you watching the video. वो मेहनत करी वीडियो पाछળ અને
देख लिया आज.
ये जे टेबल ऊपर जे हमें खाली एक्टिंग करते.
Yeah.
कुछ भी बोल रहे थे लोग भाई.
Great
कुछ
acting.
भी बोल रहे थे लोग, मतलब
अरे यार
In the middle you come in the frame like this and you like disrupting the frame and all of that. It's good. पर तब वो चार रास्ते वैसे ही रहेगा.
भाई
What is the story? What is that story?
એક દાડો અમે જતા હતા ને આ ટેબલ ને બે ખુરશી ને એક માઇક લઈને આખો અમદાવાદ ફરતા હતા.
હા.
અને જ્યાં સારી જગ્યાએ ગયા બે જવું તો
Yes,
મારો
yeah.
પહેલેથી એક પ્લાન હતો કે ચાર રસ્તે કરવું જ છે. હું આવો સ્કોપિંગ આઉટ. હવે એક દાડો કર્યું પહેલો ફર્સ્ટ ડે ત્યારે રાત પડી ગઈ and we were on top of a bridge.
હા એ છે.
Yeah, so everybody with me નીર ખાસ કરીને એમ કે એ ગાડી ચલાવી રહેલો. He was like કે ભાઈ યાર
I like.
યાદ નહીં કરું. હું એ દાડો આખો સવારથી સાંજ સુધી શૂટ કરીને થાકી ગયેલો. તો એ કીધું સારું જો બ્રિજ ઉપર કરી દઈએ, બ્રિજ નીચે નહીં કરું. એ ચાર રસ્તે નહીં કરું. પછી અમે જતા રહ્યા. પછી બીજા દિવસે અમે ટકલું કરાવીને ત્રીજા દિવસે અમે પાછું લઈને ફરતા રહ્યા.
Yes.
તો એ દાડે મેં કીધું
કરવું તો છે.
करना ही है.
કરવું જ છે.
આની વગર નહીં ચાલે. This is the crux of the video. This is what we're doing in the city. This is the crux of the video. So અમારે કરવાનું જ હતું પછી અમે કરી નાખ્યું. બધું it was not like a short. It was more like a public stunt. We had to make sure બધું કઈ ચુરા ના થઈ.
Almost થઈ ગયો હતો ને. બસ.
We thought about it, bro.
वस्तु मजाમાં હતી.
टेबल रखा, माइक
Okay.
रखा, चेयर रखा और फिर
हाँ.
15 मिनट सोचा उधर खड़े कि करना चाहिए कि नहीं करना चाहिए.
તે ચાર રસ્તા બાજુ ઊભા હતા.
हाँ,
હવે વિચાર
So it's like
કરી એવી
आचार्य-
કરી.
आचार्य घर, मेरा घर और बीच में एक फ्लाईओवर पे जाता
गोपाल
Yeah.
चार रास्ता
गोपाल
नीचे.
चार रास्ता
Yes,
पे।
गोपाल चार रास्ता. Yes, गोपाल आमदी.
तो ये ऐसे कि बाइक कर देते हैं करके ऐसा. फिर एक पीसीआर निकला, बोला अब भी टाइम है ब्रो, अभी तक खाली हो गया है, अभी और
હવે
फिर
વિચાર કરીએ કે નહીં કે પોલીસ પકડશે તો શું થશે અમે બધું જોઈ રહ્યા
कौन से कौन से?
હા.
તમે ચેક કર્યું હતું કે લીગલ છે કે નહીં કે એવું કઈ?
બ્રો ઇલીગલ જ છે મતલબ અને લીગલ હોય ને સાંભળો
Illegal જ છે.
illegal હોય ને
Yes.
તો પણ પોલીસ એને પકડશે.
હા.
अच्छा हाँ तो of course.
Exactly. So it was
પકડી?
going to
આયા
happen
હતા?
that game. અમે
નહીં,
just
નહીં.
જતા એની બે મિનિટ પહેલા આઈને જતા રહેલો.
હા ઓકે.
442 में भी
So
हुआ.
we're like
अच्छी
બે
बात
Oh.
મિનિટ, બે
अब
મિનિટ.
पण त्यार तो क्वारंटाइन जातो तू कदाच.
नहीं क्वारंटाइन
हमारी बात
नहीं,
नहीं.
442.
अरे फोरगोट कोणी ना मैं खुद
ये
फोरगोट
पण चार रस्ता बच्चे वो.
बट द थिंग
हाँ.
इज कि उसमें हमारे साथ एक पोपो ऑल द टाइम था, मतलब
है.
हाँ like
Nice. That's
there was a guy wearing a uniform right in the video.
हाँ तो
Real
तो
story.
अच्छा yes yes
So-
वो कुछ बोलेंगे नहीं
हाँ
फिर.
so everyone thought
Bro,
he was
damn.
OG पोपो और किसी ने कुछ बोला
कुछ ने कुछ बोला नहीं.
chill था.
अरे चिल्ले
That's a life fact though. Okay. आपने किसी को पहना
हम लोग
दो.
चले हम लोग हाँ हमें मतलब so हम लोग सफल परिसर के रोड पे शूट किया
हाँ,
लास्ट पोर्शन
Yes.
जहाँ पे भी ड्रॉप हिम ऑफ और फिर हम लोग निकल जाते हैं एक्टिवा पे शूट करके निकल जाते हैं से मतलब
हाँ yes.
तो पुलिस वाले को कॉल आता है और वो ऐसे उतरता है वहाँ ड्रॉप करते हैं उसको और वहाँ से मतलब नेक्स्ट एक्शन ये है कि मेरे को भगानी एक्टिवा
Okay.
और सामने कैमरा चल रहा है
हाँ.
तो एक अंकल आ रहे हैं यहाँ से और उसके पीछे गाड़ी आ रही है, ठीक है. तो उसने देखा कि हम भागे ऐसे फुल फुर्ती में ऐसे पोपो को देखते
Yes.
अगर पोपो हमारे पीछे भाग गया
ओह.
तो अंकल 50 60 ईयर ओल्ड, ठीक है. अंकल मिड रास्ते में, ठीक है, रास्ते के बीच में अंकल ने हम लोग ऐसे अंकल ऐसे जा रहे हैं, हम लोग ऐसे आ रहे हैं तो हम लोग रॉन्ग साइड से फुल भाग किया और मेरे पीछे पोपो भाग रहा है, दंजी के पीछे बैठा हुआ, ठीक है. अंकल रुके, अंकल ने डिक्की खोली, अंकल ने हेलमेट पहना, पीछे भाई हॉर्न बज रहा है, हॉर्न बजे रहा है. पीछे भाई स्विफ्ट वाला रुका है, उसने भी ऐसे साइड में निकालने की कोशिश. अंकल ने हेलमेट पहना क्योंकि उसको लगा सामने पोपो है.
हाँ yes yes.
तो पोपो नहीं दौड़ा वाला पोपो है.
हाँ.
दौड़ा वाला पोपो है वो उनको लगा उनके पीछे दौड़ रहा
फिर हम
है.
वापस आए तो 3 बंदे ऐसे मास्क चढ़ा लिए, उन्होंने बोला प्रैंक शूट कर दो.
Oh.
YouTube prank है, YouTube prank. मैंने अपने में मास्क चढ़ा दिया था सर, बोला पोपो पकड़ा बिना मास्क के.
क्या YouTube prank है?
Also, Dhanji, you may decide to not answer this, but I want to ask you, like, you talked about that taklu and all. So in Indian tradition, it means when someone dies, you have to cut off your hair. So what was the reaction at home? Like, was there any scene, or they just accepted it?
वो अलग वस्तु है, हमारा वो अलग वस्तु है.
Okay.
एक एक वो
अच्छा, okay.
કેશું મેં કીધું એમ તેમ કીધું
Maybe not.
બસ આજુબાજુ વાળા જે પૂછતા ને બધા કાકા કાકીઓ ના આવે છે એમને કહેવાનું કે
ઘરે બી લાગે.
अच्छा.
એટલે કરાય.
हाँ, because I was wondering that only. क्या लोगों तो पूछता, कोई के तो पूछू हसे. हाँ.
બસમાં પેલા રિક્ષાવાળા પૂછે છે.
हाँ.
Sorry કહી દેવો પહેલા. પછી પૂછે શું થયું. So sorry. Yeah,
Nice.
so anyone else has any questions?
हाँ, हाँ.
दो क्वेश्चंस है. फर्स्ट वन इज कि हाउ इज इट डिफरेंट मेकिंग म्यूजिक इंडिविजुअली एंड यू गाइस वर्किंग टुगेदर एंड हैविंग एन एटमॉस्फेयर अराउंड इट. और सेकंड वन इज कि हाउ यू गेट रिड ऑफ अ क्रिएटिव ब्लॉक.
भाई पहला क्वेश्चन का तो ऐसा है कि इंडिविजुअली जब मैं म्यूजिक पे काम करता हूँ ना, आई कैन डू वट एवर आई वॉन्ट. लाइक समझ लो, मेरे को कोई रिस्ट्रिक्शंस नहीं है कि मेरा आइडिया है, मैं मेरे आइडिया को मेरे तरीके से एग्जीक्यूट करूँगा. साथ में वो थोड़ा आ जाता है लिमिटेशंस, बट यू गोना ट्रस्ट ईच अदर ओपिनियंस. हमने पहले ही बात की थी, एक दूसरे के ओपिनियंस पे इक्वली ट्रस्ट होना चाहिए कि भाई अगर ये मेरे लिए इस ट्रैक पे कुछ सोच रहा है, जैसे बहुत बार होता है कि ये इसको हुक देना और मेरे को हुक देना है और किसको हुक कौन सा रखना चाहिए वो करके. सो इट्स जस्ट दैट कि मेरा मूड है तो मैं दे दूंगा. अगर इसने ये कुछ सोच के आया, कुछ स्ट्रॉन्गर सोच के आया जिसने ऑलरेडी लेड आउट करके रखा है, जैसे बहुत हुआ है इन पर्टिकुलर प्रोजेक्ट में, बहुत हुआ है. आमदनी जी यार एस एलिवेटेड कॉरिडोर जिसकी बात कर रहे हैं, उस पे ही हुआ है. ट्रैक के नाम को लेके भी हुआ है, और बुक को लेके भी हुआ है, और कि इस पे कौन से फीचर्स आने चाहिए, कौन से नहीं आने चाहिए वो करके. पर इंडिविजुअली जब तुम अपने ट्रैक्स पे काम करो, तुम अपने हिसाब से सोचते हो कि भाई फुल फ्रीडम है ना, कि मैंने ये आइडिया है मेरा, मैं उसको अपने तरीके से एग्जीक्यूट करूंगा. यही सिचुएशन है दोनों. और क्रिएटिव ब्लॉक तो ब्रो डिफरेंट चीजें करने की, मतलब अगर नहीं लिखा जा रहा मुझसे तो मैं नहीं लिखा जा रहा मुझसे तो मैं नहीं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है ब्रो. अगर नहीं लिखा जा रहा तो कुछ और ट्राई करो. मतलब मत बनाओ 2-3 दिन गाने मत बनाओ, 4-5 दिन मत बनाओ. लिखने का तरीका चेंज करो. मैं फोन पे लिखता था, मेरे को क्रिएटिव ब्लॉक आ गया, मैं नोटबुक और पेन पे आ गया फिर से.
Change your environment, delve into things you like, delve into things you don't like, things that make you uncomfortable. कि तो जे नाच गमे ये आवडो. That really helps.
Do you completely block that? Something like Stephen King ke koi ke to if you have a writing block, you fucking throw the piece somewhere and you just do the polar opposite of that thing, and someday in 1 day or 2 day it'll hit you and then you'll again start writing. Do you do that kind of thing?
If you have a creative block, you leave that thing, and if you have a creative block in writing, then you go watch some movie, read some book. Don't focus, don't take that writing thing in your head and then do whatever you want to do, and then it'll hit.
All of this,
Exactly. I feel like there's so many ways to do it.
It's you as an artist just create a track for yourself.
Yeah.
My mother who also.
Yeah.
Laid out je 510 at least. Try them out. You will find a good mix for yourself.
True.
अपार्ट मैं तो रोज मतलब 4 बार ट्राई करने का लिखने का, 4 लाइन
Yes, I think doing a lot more of it. Like the practice is big. So like if you can't do something, you're either lacking in skill set or you're lacking in your idea formation. So you have to figure out where you're lacking also a little bit, but that you can only do if you make, like, let's say you could either you go away from something and you say that, hey, I will stay away and I'll come back to this and I might be there. But something that you can do as a practice in general, if you're trying to get better at something, is do something every day. You know, so for me personally, I can speak this working for me, where if I'm at a spot where I can't make beats that I want or like that I feel like I like very much, I will make beats for every day, or like I'll sit on it like it's a thing that I have to do. Usme kya hota hai, you develop the skill sets around it. You might not be making the good idea, but now when you get a good idea, you know how to put that idea out. Just because you've been developing your craft and working on your skill sets, that's a big way of doing that. And I'd like to answer my part of how I felt working with these guys as well. Like I said, there's the making something in the moment when you're sitting together and you have a bunch of people putting their brains together. And the main thing is what you guys also said, that you must care about it. The fact that we argue, the fact that we butt heads is because we all care about the thing we're making.
It's because
right?
there's equal passion.
So- right.
को
हाँ.
check देते रहना चाहिए.
So,
yes.
but that's one aspect of it. I think I've thoroughly enjoyed working together.
हाँ.
Because
मजे हैं.
prior to that, I've been working on just myself. You know, I was making my own kind
It's
of
very
thing.
collaborative. So it's,
Yeah.
collaborate. Like art is very collaborative.
हाँ.
और मस्ती मस्ती में ही बन रहा है. कुछ
हाँ,
ऐसे
हाँ,
कुछ-
The process even becomes more fun,
Yeah,
right?
makes sense.
हाँ. Yes, and yeah.
There could be two questions.
हाँ.
The first one is, like, why do some artists lose their original essence after getting booked? Like, most of the times I see, कभी कभार लगता है. And the second one is, I myself, like, I am a vocalist, so I want to write the original, but how to start somewhere? Like, how do I write the lyrics and all that?
भाई पेन पेपर उठा और लिख.
The creating, like,
नहीं
सब सोच
नहीं
रहे हैं,
नहीं वो डर तेरे को ब्लॉक करना पहले है ना कि
No,
मेरे
you
को
gotta
नहीं आता.
suck. You gotta suck as like you have to really suck, and then you get good.
Yeah.
Idea of first
You're going to be bad. That's
100%
inevitable.
पर वो खाली एग्जिस्ट करना चाहिए. वो एक हाँ कि आज एक गाना लिखा, मैं नहीं बोल रहा उसको Spotify पे डालो, पर वो रख कि हाँ ठीक है आज एक गाना लिखा, ठीक है आज शुरुआत की है, फिर नेक्स्ट डे दूसरा तीसरा चौथा, वो धीरे धीरे बेटर हो जाएगा 100%.
That is the
खाली
only
लिखना शुरू
path
करो,
to
ऐसा
be
नहीं है
better,
कि-
right?
Yeah.
हाँ.
Yellow questions over?
Like,
Original
songs.
Original essence.
Because એ બહુ જ સિમ્પલ છે કે પહેલા તો આપણે કઈ નતું ત્યારે you were hungry, as we say in rap music, you were hungry, and પછી પૈસા આવી ગયા, so you become complacent. The money makes you complacent. So yeah, that's mostly the reason why that happens.
And now you don't have to put out.
You don't have to prove anybody or
Yeah.
anything.
You have proved.
It's not forcing you to evolve.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
also a big
yeah,
part
yeah.
of it. So a lot of times something will work. People are like, this works for me, and then they stay doing that. And then people get bored of it because they've heard enough of that from you.
Yeah.
Now they're like, we want something new, but then you're not making that.
But how do you force, not forcing, but how do you push yourself to do something new? Like Lil Yachty also like put out.
Sit every day and try to be better. Like your driving force should be becoming better than you were yesterday. Every day, just even if it's a percentage, even if it's 10%, even if it's 100%, but you make strides towards becoming better, and at certain amounts of time, you will see that you have improved.
And I know you are not talking about this point, but there's also other perspective to this is people sometimes don't want their artist to get mainstream. There's a big problem with certain people. Like, हाँ, because if अगर मेरे को पता है कि धनजी को 40 लोग सुन रहे हैं and tomorrow I wake up and everyone's talking about Dhanji, I'm not going to like it because yesterday it was me.
It was your
Yes.
secret, it was your guy.
But no, that also happens with films in general. Like I saw this when like Everything Everywhere All at Once came out. Everyone fucking loved it. As soon as it won the Oscar, people started hating on it कि fucking बकवास फिल्म है, ये किसको दे दिया
बकवास फिल्म है नहीं, पर like मेरे को
They-
इन लोगों ने बहुत mainstream कर डाला है.
हाँ, people want
You want to gatekeep your niche.
हाँ भाई
That's
gatekeep your niche is a huge
ये
part
गली
of
वो
it.
release
You know
भी
why
करती
that
है.
happens?
Yes.
Why?
Because જે gatekeep કરે ને આ
हाँ.
બધી વસ્તુઓ,
हाँ.
they want to have a superior taste.
Yes.
Everybody does.
Yes.
Everybody. મને નહીં ખબર લે આ બાજુ નહીં
Yes.
Yes.
And like કોઈને મળો તમે તો પછી they like what is this shit bro? I'll wait a minute. You
That's
haven't
just-
heard of this.
हाँ,
You
हाँ,
haven't heard of
हाँ,
this.
हाँ,
ले मैं सुना कभी ये ले.
हाँ.
It's a gift from me. You don't that happen.
superior.
Yeah. I agree.
क्योंकि
अबे तूने धनजी सुना, अबे तूने धनजी नहीं सुना.
हाँ क्योंकि यार come on bro. हाँ क्योंकि बादशाह सबने सुना है. हाँ, you cannot boast about that.
हाँ तू ऐसे नहीं बोल सकता कि 5 से.
हाँ.
अच्छा नहीं हमने
ना पर यार कोई नहीं सामने तो मैं खुद तो.
that is surprising. It's like polar extreme.
Yes.
Like you had to work to not listen to it.
Yeah, exactly. You work to avoid it.
Yeah.
New K-pop.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else?
Shout out, Sam.
Okay. Yes.
My question is to Rocky Pazwala. अर्पित बाला અને ફૂસી ગેંગ ને એમના ઉપર તમારું ઓપિનિયન શું છે અને કોઈ પ્રોજેક્ટ થી કોઈ એક્સપેક્ટેશન
This fella reference to it like. You are of course aware of that.
સારા મિત્રો છે મારા ભાઈબંધો દિલ્હીના. I love what they're doing. Fucking love it. એ લોકો જો ટ્રેક આવશે હું પર અર્પિત છે.
Hey.
Yeah. And
Wow.
I'm doing a show with them in Delhi, in Bombay, Delhi.
Nice.
लो मिल गया, gossip मिल गया.
Gossip मिल गया भाई, gossip मिल गया.
Yes.
Pussy gang.
Pussy gang.
Nice. And I'm also excited, but like Wolf Crimen is also a close friend. He also talked about how you are, you and the album.
Yes, in the album for you have a feature as well. Yes.
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 Yeah.
It's not embarrassing.
Nothing is embarrassing.
तो चाइल्डहुड रखना है
Bro, अभी तू दिल्ली शो पे था ना?
Yes.
Space
Whoa,
Data.
hello.
So, share an experience when you got humble.
when I got humble
What is the best thing?
Bro,
right now
Yes.
how पूछी ना
अच्छा, okay. You're being aware of it. बरोबर.
Absolutely.
Yes, yes.
I don't know, but honestly, I don't know. Every time I go to Delhi, ત્યાં હું મારા ભાઈબંધો જોડે રહું છે, rap music માં છે અને એ બધા પહોંચેલી પાર્ટીઓ છે. ત્યાં જો એટલે મને ખબર પડે કે ભાઈ અમે તો કે અમદાવાદી ને આવું આવું થઈ જાય. ત્યારે ઉતારી પાડે તમને 2 મિનિટ. 4 ગાડ હલતું ઉભો ઉપર.
ये तो.
એટલે every time I go to Delhi, it's like
For me,
Who say
for me, it's Grav. तो जब मैं पहली बार बना ना Gravity का,
Yeah.
तब एक स्टूडियो में उसका काम करने का एथिक और उसका लिखने का तरीका और वो कितना फास्ट एक ट्रैक निकाल के साइड में पटक के दूसरे ट्रैक पे चालू हो सकता है. उस टाइम पे ऐसा बैठ जा ब्रो, अगर तो दिन का एक वर्स शाउट आउट ब्रो, अगर तो दिन का एक वर्स नहीं लिख रहा तो यू आर नॉट देयर. वो हम्बल कर गया ब्रो.
Nice.
That's
What about you, Acharya?
Me, man, I think it's been a lot of times, man. Like, often enough in the studio, like, it's, you see somebody with a better skill set. You see somebody getting the sound that they want. You see somebody that's there in your eyes because you're like, this is the things I need to get done. The moment you can do those things, it doesn't mean that they go down in your eyes. You're just like, oh, now we're compadre, now we're friends. you know?
Yes.
It's getting better, man. That's all it is. So anytime I've seen somebody do something better than I can do it, I'm driven. I'm also like, hey, I want to be there, but I'm also like, damn, bro, you don't know nothing.
that's competition. That's what
Yeah.
rap music is built
Yeah.
off of.
Yeah.
It's fucking competitive.
Yeah. I bet I also get this point कि you compare yourself with yourself, but you have to
Yeah.
compete with
Yeah, you
others
gotta like,
sometimes.
yeah.
वो रियलिटी जब
Yeah.
होती है ना कि हम लोग इनको सुन रहे थे YouTube पे और हम इनके साथ compete
Compete
कर
करते
रहे
हैं.
हैं. हाँ, तो वो रियलिटी जब
वो रहना चाहिए.
वो अच्छा भी लगता है,
Yeah.
but then it's like कि भाई buckle up.
Like it's a fire under your, you know, your.
Yes.
Anyone else? Yeah.
Your.
તમે જ્યારે સ્ટાર્ટ કર્યું rap કરવાનું, તો ત્યારે તમે પ્રમોશન ને એવું કંઈ કર્યું હતું? પૈસા એ કર્યા હોય કે?
मैं तो बोल
भाई डाला है, मैंने डाला है, एक बार डाला है मैंने. हाँ.
એનાથી ફરક પડે છે?
मतलब it just reaches more audience, मतलब वो analytics का game है.
पर नंबर बता दी.
हाँ,
Mostly
हाँ, yes.
ये नंबर
આગળ જતા કંઈ ફરક પડે?
नहीं, मतलब अगर गाना अच्छा है, वो 3000 टारगेट ऑडियंस का तेरे को रीच दे रहा है और अगर वो 3000 को पसंद आया तो उनमें से 1500 आगे शेयर करेंगे, उसमें से 700 आगे शेयर करेंगे, उसमें से तो फैलते जाएगा ऐसा. सो इट्स जस्ट अ पुश, ऐसे इनिशियल पुश मिलता है खाली.
It's like if your art is good, then people are gonna listen to it eventually as well.
Yes.
What this does is it gets you to them quicker. So then who sticks depends on how good your stuff is, how they like you, if they like you as a person, if they like your art.
पर बहुत लोग हैं जो यूज करते हैं एंगेजमेंट के लिए और उनको पुश मिला. बहुत सारे आर्टिस्ट हैं जो इंस्टाग्राम
Yeah,
एड से भी
बहुत
बना है ऐसा. जिन तक मैं इंस्टाग्राम एड से, राहुल करके एक आर्टिस्ट है, मैं उसको इंस्टाग्राम एड्स के थ्रू सुना. सो लाइक आई नो हिज स्टार्ट बिकॉज़ ऑफ
Instagram ads.
हाँ, so
definitely reaches people અને તમારો નંબર વધારે ને તમારો નંબર વધે એનાથી more people are more likely to click on it.
And you get more opportunities
Yeah.
just because you look like you've amassed
Yeah.
an audience.
એટલે promotion એટલે તો online promotion ની જ વાત કરે છે.
हाँ.
Yes.
But like on food promotions as well, like you know, giving out. Yes. Yeah, urban chowk पर flowers.
अरे आप भाग
वो
तो
तो
भागतो
live
आए
में देख लो,
तो
हाँ,
भाई
वो तो चलता
एट दैट टाइम वी डिडंट न्यू ईच अदर एज वेल. अरे आप भागतो आए तो एने मन कीधું કરે ધનજી इज एट अर्बन चौक
अरे
भाई
બધા
જવું જ
silent
પડે.
When
Yeah,
you-
live में,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I remember.
Yes, like क्या live पर नहीं, the night before.
Before it.
Came and I picked up all your signs and you were
live
at
at Urban Chowk. We were
Yes,
also
I- yes,
Instagram पे भी live कर रहे थे.
Yeah.
He was there.
I was there. Yeah.
I remember.
वो भी आया था ना, तू भी तो आया था, है ना? और वो लोग
काफी लोग आए थे.
सही.
And that's how thing that works, right?
Yeah.
It you know these are the things that make you feel कि yes एक scene बन रहा है. Like
But those have been extremely humbling for us too.
भाई
Because we
Yes,
go
yes.
to people as the artists that are going to perform saying, hey, come to our show and they don't even know us.
मोहम्मदपुरा
So
से
many people,
मोहम्मदपुरा
which
से
is like,
लेके-
you know, we're given a check on,
हाँ.
hey, you know, you think people are listening.
Yeah.
But how many people are listening? You know, who
Yeah,
is
yeah,
it?
yeah.
और अर्बन चौक इज नॉट
ये
द
तो
ओनली
yes.
हम लोग हर जगह गए शॉर्ट कॉफी ये वो हर जगह गए हम लोग
Yeah,
हर
yeah,
जगह
yeah.
गए फ्लायर बाटे ये
કિનામાં ગયેલા હજી યુનિવર્સિટીમાં અંદર જઈને ઘૂસી ગયા
जिधर
NID
possible
છેલ્લે
उसमें-
NID ગયા હતા
हाँ.
પછી તમે લોકો નિફ્ટ નહીં સેપ્ટ ગયા હતા તમે લોકો
Sept.
बट
Same.
डिजाइन कॉलेजेस ज्यादा एक्सेप्टिंग है मतलब
वहाँ पे
सुनते
yeah,
हैं
yes.
मतलब वो
Because
तुम्हारा
they
event
sometimes
हो-
they work with rappers.
GNS ગયા હતા એકવાર
आए
It's
क्या
also-
How was that? Fuck.
I was like, આ શું હું કરું લે
Outside.
Yeah.
भाई सिखाओगे क्या करके ऐसा फिर?
આ ચાલુ થઈ ગયું છે
But it also makes you value each person listening.
Yeah.
So
that's
like,
also true.
hey, you know, you've done your work, you're finding it.
લાઈવ એમડી માં બે જણા આયેલા ની એ એના લીધે એટલે અમે બહાર ફ્લાયરો હાથમાં બધાના આપતા હતા એના લીધે બે જણા આયેલા ફર્સ્ટ ટાઈમ
Yeah.
2-3 लोग तो फ्लायर लेके भी आए कि भाई यही टिकट है
Yes, yes.
यही टिकट है
I saw people like that as well. Fire.
Hey, is that a profitable gig live in AMD?
हाँ ब्रो तीनों बार रोक
So far,
Nice.
so we're just above breaking even.
Okay.
We're not incurred a loss. It's not
Ah.
like profit like we're making money, but it's just like a couple
It's
thousand,
like sustainable.
couple thousand rupees more.
Ah, got it.
Sustainable.
It's enough. You can do it again. Do it again.
બે અમારા પ્રિન્સિપલ
Hmm.
છે આઈ રીલી બિલીવ કે એક છે કે દર લાઈવ ઇન એમડી માં આપણે બહારના આર્ટિસ્ટ લાવીશું અને અહીંયા લોકોને દેખાડશું
Mm.
કે
Yes.
બહાર શું ચાલી રહ્યું છે અમારે લાઈવ ઇન એમડી આપણા માટે તો કરીએ જ છે
Hmm.
અને બીજું શું ચાલી રહ્યું છે એવરી ટાઈમ વી એક્સપોઝ યુ ટુ ન્યૂ આર્ટિસ્ટ અક્રોસ ધ કન્ટ્રી અને બીજી વસ્તુ એ છે કે પૈસા આપીને આપણે પરફોર્મ નથી કરવું સો વી ઓલવેઝ એન્ડ ઓલવેઝ ટ્રાય કે લોસ ના થાય એન્ડ વી હેવ બીન સક્સેસફુલ ઓલ 3
Yeah.
times and
Great.
there's the thing કે છેલ્લે 2000 રૂપિયા થી એની બોટલ એનો પાર્ટી
Ah.
Yeah.
it's not profitable like
Exactly.
making rolling in
It's
that
such
बट वी मेक श्योर
It's a
कि
straight-
आर्टिस्ट वो लोग आ रहे हैं वो
ये
लोग
चाह
आ
रहे
रहे
हैं,
ढंग से
yes.
है ना उनको उनको उनकी देखभाल हो रही है उनका ट्रैवल
Yes, yes, yes. Good. That's good.
And with each, the numbers are also increasing. Like, huh.
Yeah. with each
इट्स
and
मोर
every-
लाइक अ चिल आउट सेशन कि हम लोग भी बहुत टाइम बाद उन आर्टिस्ट से
हाँ,
मिलते हैं
हाँ.
ना, तो हम लोग भी
Yeah.
तो इट्स मोर लाइक गाने वाने बन रहे हैं
Yes.
फिर ये हो रहा है फिर वो लोग गैर कानूनी जब आया था तो वो भी अर्बन चौक आए थे हमारे
हाँ,
साथ
हाँ.
के लिए।
Palm.
हाँ
Yes.
बस वही सब चल रहा था पूरे टाइम में सब चल रहा था
Exactly.
Nice. Anyone else?
Any questions? Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to talk about the perspective that you shared about the original essence of an artist.
Okay.
So this always has a friction between fans and artists, and fans, I think, they hold artists accountable for being their original self. So what I want to put here is that it is also a journey, right? They are going through changes themselves in their lives as well.
True.
So maybe they may be connecting to some particular topic before they were doing it, and now they are able to not connect with it, and they are
Yeah.
able to do something else.
Yeah.
So I think as fans we should be a little more accepting of
Ah.
Yeah, I
putting
agree.
in comments
True.
like, oh, this guy.
Because the fans can be toxic. Like if it
True.
becomes too
Ah.
much and you have a cult and it's too long, like 10 वर्ष से तुम रैप कर रहे हो,
और एक ही
it
style
can
में एक ही
become
type
toxic.
से.
Very
Yeah.
toxic.
True. એમને એવી breathing space આપવી જોઈએ કે if they want to change, it's
Just be considerate कि आप एक मानस है.
हाँ.
More than anything.
मतलब इट्स ऑलवेज बीन मेरे लिए तो एक मतलब बहुत सैड हो जाता हूँ कि व्हेन आई स्टार्ट डिसलाइकिंग एन आर्टिस्ट समझ रहे हो कि यार ये मेरे टाइप के गाने नहीं निकाल रहा
Agreed,
ये
agreed.
जो पर्टिकुलर चीज कर रहा था जिसमें ये अच्छा है ये इतना मतलब अच्छे तरीके से रैप करा था इसका म्यूजिक पहले ये मतलब इतना इम्पैक्ट क्रिएट कर रहा था वो नहीं कर रहा है तो वो हमेशा से मतलब एक साइड प्रोसेस वो ही रहा है कि मतलब ऐसे मैं उससे डिटैच हो रहा हूँ अब ऐसा तो उसको
हाँ.
एक्सेप्ट कैसे करते हो उस पर भी डिपेंड करता है मतलब कुछ कुछ लोग पागल हो जाते हैं कि भाई तू क्या कर रहा है मतलब
Shout out Papa Sehgal.
ये
हाँ.
टिकी टिकी टाइम
Accept it as like, okay, we can also move on to something else that will connect with us now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I might be wrong, but वो Slim Shady के साथ भी हो रहा है ना with his fans, like they are not accepting him to, they just want him to be his old self.
And then he does that and it
And then
doesn't
they
work.
don't-
And it
Yes.
doesn't work out because
Yes.
He
is
might
a
not
different
he's
person,
not
he has to
living
fake it.
exactly. He's a different person.
He has to fake it if he wants to revert back to it.
Apart from him not being able to pull it off, I think it's also because के it's pandering.
Hmm.
Ah,
You
yes.
try to do something in that 10 लोग कीधु आकर
हाँ, એટલે
and then you
you-
do that, it's not going to be as authentic.
True,
Anyway.
true, true.
और तो तुम लोग जितना अमाउंट ऑफ वर्क डालते हो एक प्रोजेक्ट निकालने में एक
Hmm.
पॉडकास्ट निकालने में एक
Yes.
movie निकालने में
Hmm.
आदमी को मतलब आर्टिस्ट ज्यादा ना आर्टिस्ट तो हमको भाई 6 महीने लग गए 8 महीने लग गए
Yes.
एल्बम पे काम करते करते 1 साल हो गया
Yes.
अब 1 साल तक कुछ कोई बना रहा है कुछ सोच के कि मैं एक प्रोडक्ट को ऐसे मार्केट में रिलीज करूंगा तो बहुत बहुत कुछ सोच के चल रहा है ना
Yes.
वो बहुत फेजेस से गया उस 1 साल के बीच में और उस 1 साल में उसने एक बहुत ही मतलब उसके अकॉर्डिंग एक
बदल गया है
प्रोडक्ट क्रिएट किया है ना और एज एन ऑडियंस जब वो रिलीज होता है आई डोंट थिंक ऑडियंस 1 घंटा भी देती है उसको परफेक्टली सुनने के लिए कि ब्रो उसने 1 साल से मेहनत की है मेरे को खाली 1 घंटा ध्यान से इस एल्बम को सुनना व्हाइल आई एम डूइंग नथिंग जस्ट आई एम लिसनिंग टू दिस एल्बम
बट वो लोग नहीं करते
लोग नहीं
they will take
उनका
a song
patience
जो
नहीं
उनको
है।
पसंद है
हाँ
वो सॉन्ग बजाते रहेंगे
Yeah.
that's you know the state of the things right
पहले
now
10 सेकंड में अगर पसंद नहीं आया तो शायद नहीं सुनोगे
नहीं सुनेंगे।
सीक्वेंस से भी नहीं सुनोगे तुम
नहीं
एक
सुनोगे।
कोई भी स्निपेट जो तुमको अच्छा लगा वो बजा दोगे
वो बजा दोगे।
सपोज वॉच वो यू गेट पेड समझ आया ठीक है कि ये
हाँ।
चल गया कि 12 अभी रिलीज हो चुका है और इनका एक गाना है करके तो तुम शायद पहला गाना वही टैप करो है ना
हाँ वो
ये तो सुना हुआ है
तुम
ये
शुरू
अच्छा
से चालू नहीं करोगे
हाँ।
that intended experience of an album died out when you know CDs and vinyls died out ये तुम पहले से नहीं बजा रहे
हाँ
that's what I believe
टेप्स चल रहे थे
tapes or
People think they know what they like. People don't know what
we
they
don't
like.
yeah
They
that's
like
just the
what
biggest
they
thing I
know.
say to people yeah
They just like what they know.
exactly
They don't know what they like. That's how it's a big
they should know more things they should be open to exploring more
Exactly. Being uncomfortable with music that we
music
like.
is a big thing yes
And there's also the audience that like do not want to put in the thought. You know, they're just like, hey, I'm just listening to this because it's
Passive.
convenient
It's-
for me.
yeah.
It's passive. I'm just gonna play
but
some
no
tunes.
I get that point of view as well you
Yeah,
know?
of course. And to them, I would say, find your stuff.
yeah definitely
Ah,
go
find your
explore
stuff.
you might
Yeah.
find something better
Yeah,
that you like
maybe this
more.
ain't for you. You know,
Yeah.
just because this doesn't fulfill your palate, that's cool.
And
True.
it's easier now than it was ever to find new music. So
Exactly. There's
you
too
don't
much
have
out
any
there.
excuses.
and people don't explore for good music बहुत लोगों का टेस्ट दोस्तों के टेस्ट से आता है
हाँ,
कि
and
उसकी
that's
गाड़ी
I
में
think
अच्छा
that's
है।
not that great. That's not
मतलब
really
एक गाना तो जाके ढूंढ लो एक दिन जाके है
हाँ,
ना एक नया आर्टिस्ट
personal to you.
हाँ
फिर वही gatekeep की बात आ जाएगी.
Exactly.
मतलब
Exactly.
lot more
Like,
about
ah,
it.
it's mine. I know.
हाँ but
Yes.
you just heard good music bro मतलब एक दिन में मैंने एक अच्छा गाना सुन
हाँ.
लिया good
Just be self-aware to not do
Just
that.
be yeah. कि सिर्फ और इतना मानो कि ज़्यादा gatekeep नहीं करो.
Yeah.
They're a good thing.
इसलिए बोल रहा हूँ अगर गेटकीपिंग की बात है तो अभी आ जाना लाइव इन एमडी3 पर
हाँ.
4 पे
Four.
to just tell people कि भाई हम लोग पहले
Yes.
we are the early ones and they ones हम लोग ऐसा
Yeah. એવો message આવે ને કે
So
ઓ તમારું હમણાં શું હતું કહેવાય નહીં યાર શું
एक्चुअली ना आज के दिन ही बिजी है ऐसा और फिर जब शो हो गया ना उस रात को आएगा ओ आई लाइक आई एम
नहीं आ पाऊंगा यार.
विश आई कुड हैव बीन देयर
वापस कब कर रहे हो यार?
वो सब नहीं चाहिए ब्रो सीधा आ जाओ
बराबर यार.
Also, do you have people who like call you कि मैं थोड़ी टिकट खरीदूंगा यार, just let me in.
Yeah, yeah, of course. My friends ને.
પાછો માહોલ
તમે શું કરો પછી?
આપી દેવાનો.
એક ને હાલ એક ને ના હાલ
भाई जिस दिन गेस्ट लिस्ट तुम्हारे ऑडियंस से ज्यादा जा रही हो ना उस दिन मान दे
Yes, yes. वो तो फिर you are giving out too much.
हाँ.
फिर ना
आज
बोलो
नहीं?
शुरू करो।
Come on.
Anyone else?
Do you have any more questions?
I guess not. So before, yes, and you know, just before we end the episode, thank you for coming, and thank you for thanks to anyone who came. Yeah, it does mean a lot that you guys came. We at PopPedia, we are now shifting to, you know, just from a podcast to a media house where we are trying to make films and stuff.
Yes.
And I hope you guys subscribe to us and go and share about us and talk about us. But thanks for coming, guys.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thanks,
Thank you
man.
so much.
It's been great. Thank you.
चलो, it's a wrap. Good night, everybody.
Good night.